Okay, so let's get started actually. Today we are going to talk about these points. Okay, I'm going to divide my speech into two parts actually. The first one is about the student participants for the competition actually, and the second part is for the ambassadors and the ambassador applicants. Also some points related to the ambassadors program for IEEEXtreme. Okay, so let's get started. The first part for the student participants. The first thing we are going to talk about is what's IEEEXtreme. I think we have a definition for it before, but again, it is a competition for programmers. Actually, we can call them problem solvers. Okay, they solve problems in the programming way actually. Some problems, some statement, and some examples, and then you can write a code that solves this problem. Okay, the students or the participants are going to sit on their laptops, on their devices, and they are going to write some code to solve some problems. They are using something called an online judge. It is a website that have the problems organized in order to solve, and there is something like a timer to calculate or to measure the time for solutions actually. This is called problem solving and competitive programming. The students are going to solve in this way for the competition. I would like to say something. Okay, I'd like to say something. It is not about hackathons. We are not presenting hackathons. Okay, it's not a hackathon at all. It is an online contest in problem solving by programming. There is no hackathons in it. That actually it's a common question for some people. Also, it is not like something like a competition to solve a real life problems by programming or creating applications or creating websites. No, it's not about this. It is about how to think, how to use your mind to write the best and the perfect code you could achieve in order to fit in something in a software afterwards. Okay, like when you are graduating or after graduating, you can work in a company and you can be a programmer, a software engineer or something, or a developer. Then you are facing some challenging problems within the code you are writing. Okay, you are writing. Then you are going to do some tricks, or you are going to use some algorithms, or you are going to use some data structures to store the data within. That is called problem solving in real projects or real programs. The student, when he is a student, not graduated yet, okay, is going to learn and practice problem solving, programming problem solving when he is a student, and he is going to participate in competitions and contests to improve his qualifications for this. This is what IEEEXtreme is about. This is problem solving and the definition for it. Okay, so also I have answered this question, what is programming problem solving, and the major topics for this are called data structures and algorithms. They are the major topics for this, data structures and algorithms. You are going to learn what is the best form of data structures to store things, to store data, and you are going to use them. And also you are going to learn some algorithms. Algorithms is like a way of thinking, You are going to learn something like a way of thinking to solve a problem. Okay, these are the topics for the problem solving, the major topics actually. And also it's not only about data structures and algorithms. There are some kind of common ideas, some kind of techniques of problem solving also. We are going to see these topics right now. Okay, just I wanted to leave you for a second to see if someone have a question or something. Okay, I'm back. Okay, the next part is about an example problem, and also it is can be considered as an example for the online judge. You can actually go to the internet, can go to Google, and then search for this word. You can go to Google. Okay, this way, and you can write something like that. Okay, I'm going to use the English domain. Okay, something like online judge, just like that. Okay, and you are going to see we can write something like, what is an online judge? You are asking, what does online judge work? An online judge is an online system to test programs in programming contests. They are also used to practice for such contests. Okay, and you can find something like a list of them. You can search for a list of online judges. We have this list. Okay, some of these are very common and they are well known. Okay, the one we are using in IEEEXtreme for some years, okay, is called CS Academy. You can go and search for it. CS, sorry for that, CS Academy online judge, and that's it. Okay, you can open CS Academy and make an account for it, and try to practice its problem, its own problems. Okay, and also there is a page for IEEEXtreme. Actually, this page is a practice community for IEEEXtreme. You can go and practice in this practice community. Okay, there are some problems in this practice. An example for a problem, example problem, something like this. You are going to open something like this on CS Academy. Okay, and you are going to see something like that lines or these lines. This problem is called the 3 divisible pairs. Okay, something like specifications for the problem solution. Actually, you are given an array of n positive integers. Compute the number of pairs of integers in this array that you have the sum divisible by 3. Okay, They are saying that you are going to have something like this thing. Actually, it's a list. Array here means list, and array means list. Okay, of n positive integers. That's n. That represents n. Actually, you have 5 numbers. This is a list of the 5 numbers. Try to figure out, try to write a program that can figure out how many pairs of numbers in this list that can be summed together to form a number that can be divided by 3. Okay, so you have something like that. In this case, actually we are calling this a test case. This is a test case. This is a test case. One of this is a test case. You have an input and it's a respective output. Okay, so you have 5 numbers. These are the 5 numbers: 1, 4, 2, 3, 3. The solution is so simple. 1 and 2 are 3. 3 is divisible by 3. 2 and 4, or 4 and 2, is going to be 6. When they are summed, they are going to be 6. 6 is divisible by 3. Also, you have 3 and 3. They are going to be 6 also. 6 is divisible by 3. So the answer is 3. There are 3 pairs in this list. Here, the judge, the line judge, is providing you with a place to write some code, and you can compile it and you can test it on some test cases. Actually, you can choose the language you are going to write in C++, and it's more common. It's more common to write in C++ in problem solving. Many people are using C++. I prefer C actually, for me. Also C. You can choose what you are going to choose. It's up to you. The preferred language to solve with. This is called an online judge, and also this is called a problem. You are going to solve this problem. It's not a hackathon. It's not about making applications. It's not about trying to solve real life problems. But when you are going to learn this and practice this and practice or participate in competitions and contests like these, IEEEXtreme and many. Okay, you are going to be someone who can add some pieces of code when you are working as a programmer that can solve real problems in life. Okay. The next part is about the problem solving topics. Okay, what are the topics or the titles or the things I'm going to study, or the things I'm going to search about, or the things I'm going to practice? Okay, I have made a list. I have combined some topics from many sources actually to show for you to search about. Okay, I'm going to show you these topics. The first topic I'm going to call it as programming primitives. Actually, it's about the basics of programming when you are going to start to use a programming language. So I'm going you are going to learn something like input. How can you achieve the way you can input a data to your computer? The output, how you are going to tell your code to make an output of data. Okay, something like conditions, how to teach the computer to make some kind of condition when a certain situation is faced. Okay, loops, iterations, arrays, lists. Okay, we are going or you are going to learn arrays. We can call it lists also in a simple way. They can be multi-dimensional, something like matrices. Okay, functions, how to write a function. Function here is not the mathematical function. It is a computational, or something like a function in computer science is some piece of code that are combined together in single entity. Okay, you can use it within many places actually. Built-in functions, something it's I think popular in C++, something called built-in functions. It's made for you to be ready for use directly. Okay, something like dynamic memory allocation, how to teach your program to make an allocation of the memory, a certain part of memory, when it runs at runtime. Actually, they are calling it at runtime. Okay, these are the primitives. That's when you are learning a programming language. You can go to something like C++, C, Java, Python, C#, any. Okay, and you are going to learn actually or mostly these topics. Okay, there are topics like recursion, backtracking, complexity analysis. It's an important concept in problem solving and programming generally, especially something called big O notation. What is the big O notation? It is a way to calculate the performance and the quality of your algorithm or your program. What is its big O? It can be written as a notation, which means that your program is has a performance, a good performance, or more better or something. Okay, it's called a big O notation. Something called asymptotic analysis within the complexity analysis. The big O notation especially. Then you are going to implement, you are going to use these or most of these topics. When you are going to implement, you use the conditions, use the loops, use the functions, implement these points when you are coding. Okay, through implementation problems. There are some problems devoted to implementation actually. STL is an abbreviation for standard standard library. I couldn't remember what is T for, but the standard library is actually something common in C++, popular in C++. Okay, actually, STL library. It has some popular data structures ready in it. Frequency array, cumulative or prefix sum. They can be called or can be called cumulative sum or prefix sum. Partial sum based on cumulative sum. Bit masking and bit manipulation. Two pointers. Primes and the prime factors. These are here. Primes and the prime factors. GCD and LCM. The common divisors and the multipliers. Okay. These topics. Actually, these are the basics. Okay. These are concepts in programming. Actually, this is a concept for calculating performance. Actually, it's some kind of practice. Implementation is some kind of practice. Okay. These are some useful information for the programmers of C++. Then these topics can be considered as common ideas. These are common and popular ideas in problem solving. How to solve or how to achieve the best solution. So some simple ideas, common ideas between the problem solvers. The next part, we are going to talk about algorithms, common and popular algorithms in problem solving. Searching algorithms, how to search for data. Something like normal search, how to search in a normal way, binary search, etc. Sorting algorithms, insertion sort, bubble sort, merge sort, etc. Graph data structure, it's some kind of data structures. Actually, I forgot to mention some basic data structures, like I'm going to write them here. after the standard library actually. Basic data structures. Okay, something like stack, something like queue, something like DQ. Okay, something like tree. Okay, and so on. They are the basic data structures for anyone to start learning. Okay. Back to our last point: searching algorithms and sorting algorithms. Actually, graph data structure. How to traverse the graph when you are going to work with a graph data structure, something like a drawing or a representation of data in a way like a graph. Okay, graph data structure. There is some popular algorithms in traversing these points of the graph. Breadth first, depth first, and so on. These are called, actually this is this topic is not to go and mention here. It's going to be mentioned here actually. The applications of the depth first, and also there are many topics like these: topological sort, union, find, disjoint sets, dynamic programming technique. Here we are going to talk about some techniques. These are techniques of thinking and using algorithms when you are going to solve a problem. There is a technique called dynamic programming. There is a technique called greedy technique. There is a technique called brute force. The difference between them: shortest path algorithms, when you are going to find the shortest path between a point and a point, another point, like Dijkstra, Bellman-Ford, and so on. Minimum spamming tree, Euleran graph, bipartite graph. Sorry, actually it's bipartite. Okay. Some topics in mathematics: probability, combinatrix. Actually, I use calling it combinations for simplicity. Computational geometry. Okay. String processing algorithms. Okay, and so on. These are some titles and some topics you could focus on when you are going to study, when you are going to solve, when you are going to practice, when you are going to practice or participate in a contest. Actually, you are going to search for these topics and search for videos and search for books and search for learning tutorials. Okay. And also you could search for some trainings in your local university, in your local country, in your local city. You could also search for learning centers for these. Some universities that could provide these topics in something like a crash course or a complete course. Okay, you are going to search for these and learn these. But now you are know what you are going to search about. Okay, this list. Or this list. Okay, I'm going to take something for you also to make the things clear. It's about what a topic of these are going to be like. Okay, I'm going to take something simple from the cumulative or prefix sum, but for now I'm going to check if someone have a question or something. Just a second. Okay, back to our speech. We could say something like this. Prefix sum. You could find something like a problem that says you have a list of numbers, then there are some queries, some questions that telling you to obtain some results. Okay, something like when you have something like I want to write this list as follows: index and the list actually. Okay, we have 0, 1, 2. In computing, we are going to count from 0. Okay, this is or these are the indices of the next list of numbers that we are going to work on. Okay, there is a list of numbers we are going to work on. As an example, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's enough for now. And then we have a list of numbers which has some numbers like 3, 2, 7, 4, 0, 0, 1, 0, 3 or 2, something like that. You have this list, okay, and you have some queries here. You are going to be asked for the first one. Please tell me the sum of the members or the numbers from index 2 to 4. The next question is like the previous one also, from 0 to 6. Notice that we have some overlapping here actually. That doesn't matter, but realize the form of question or the example. Okay, let's make a copy and paste here. Tell me the sum of the numbers from the index, something like from 3 to 7. What you are going to do, the first thing that is coming to your mind actually is to work on it from 2 to 4. I have from the index 2 to the index 4 I have 7 and 4 and 0. So the answer here is directly 4 and 7. It's 12. The next one we have from 0 to 6. I have 3 and 2 are 5. 5, 3 and 2, 5. Then adding 7, 12. Then 4, 16. Then 2 zeros, 16. Then 1, 17. I'm going to write 17. The next one is from 3 to 7. We have 4 from 3 actually. We have 4, then zeros, then 1, then 0. You have 5. Okay, that's the way you can write a code that doing this. You can write a code that doing this. go to the index or go to the number with the index, then go to the next one and the next one and the next one and making summation, then output the result. That's the code you are going to write. There is another solution that could solve this problem in a more simpler way, or a more simple way actually. Consider that you have many queries here. You have something like 10 queries or 20 queries or 100 queries, okay? And you have a list of something like, say, 1,000 numbers. You have 1,000 numbers or more, 2,000, 10,000, okay? What you are going to do, you are going to see the query, make the summation, the next query, make the summation, the next query, make the summation, and so on. That's some kind of tiring for you. You can be very tired after you are finishing, okay? We could make it more simple by this way. We are going to make a new list just once, just for once. Then you are going to answer these queries one by one at once. You could do something called Prefix List. It's a new list you are going to do, or you are going to form, you are going to create from nothing, okay? This list could have, I'm going to do this, okay? This list could have the summation of the past numbers and or summed with the current number in the current index in this index place. It's called a prefix list. Something like here I'm going to write 3, then the next one is going to be the previous member, that's 3, summed with 2, that's 5. The next one is going to be 5 plus 3 and the current one. 5 plus 3 is 8, 15 actually. The next one is going to be 15 plus 4, 19, 19, 19, 20 here actually, then 20, sorry for that, then 23. Okay, you are finished here. This is called an array of a list, or a list actually, of a prefix sum. Prefix sum. We could write sum here actually. Okay, okay, something like that. Now we are going to answer these queries in just like this. Please tell me the sum of the numbers from index 2 to 4. Okay, we have from index 2 here to 4 we have 740. We are not going to use this anymore. We are going to use this. Okay, what is the summation of the numbers from index 2 to 4? Okay, it is 19, which is considered as a prefix sum of its number and the previous ones. Okay, minus the number within the index before 2, okay, which is 19 here, minus 5. Okay, I think I have a problem here actually. 3, 5, oh sorry, 3, 5, 3, plus 0 or something. Then 2 plus 3 it's 5. Then 5. Actually I have made a mistake here. Okay, I have made a summation of something wrong. Okay, I'm going to sum this number to this number, the previous one, not the previous of all. Okay, I'm not going to consider all of these. I'm wrong here actually. Forgive me for that. 3, then we are going to have 5, which is 2 plus 3 is 5. Then we are going to have 7 plus 5, which is 12. Okay, then we are going to have 4 plus 12, which is 16. Okay, then we are going to have 16 plus 0, which is 16 also. Then we are going to have 16 plus 0, which is 16 also. Okay, then we are going to have 16 plus 17 plus 1, which is 17. Okay, 17 here. Then 20. That's it. Okay, actually this is the correct cumulative sum or prefix sum list or array. Okay, that's the correct one. I'm sorry for that. Now going back to our query, our first query. Tell me the sum of the numbers from index 2 to 4. From index 2 to 4. Here we have from 2 to 4, we have 7 and 4 and 0. 7 plus 4 are going to be 11. We are not going to use this anymore. We can remove it right now, but we are going to keep it to make sure. We have this number here at 4 and the index 4, and we have this number here at the index 1, which is index 2 minus 1. Index 2 minus 1. You are going to show or to use the number of the prefix sum list, okay, that is going to be in the index of the first index minus 1. Okay, that's it. So we have here 16 minus 5, which is 11. We are going to remove these actually and going to solve them from the first or from the beginning actually. Okay, back to our problem. We have 16 in the index 4. Okay, 16 minus 5, we can make something like this actually, and we can make something like that. Then we have 16 minus 5. Okay, that is going to be 11. That's clear actually. The next one, we can solve it like this. Tell me the sum of the numbers from the index 0 to 6. Index 6, it has 17. 17 minus, we are not going to use this. We are going to use an additional place. We can make another additional place here, which we can consider it as 0 here. Okay, actually, or something like this. Okay, then we have 17 here at the index 6. 17 minus 0 are going to be 17. The next one is going to be from index 3 to index 7. From index 3 to index 7, it is 17 minus 12 here at the index 2. Okay, the second index actually, which is 17 minus 12. It's going to be 5. When you remember our previous answer, you could recheck something like this. For example, from 3 to 7, from 3 to 7 here, you have 4 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0, which is 5. You have here also 5. That comes from 17 plus 12. Sorry, minus 12, which is 5. Okay. This is called prefix sum. I'm not going, or I'm not illustrating or trying to teach you how to use the prefix sum idea. It's a common idea in problem solving, actually, or a common solution. Here. But I'm going to tell you how we are going to think. What are these topics about? What you are going to solve? How these problems are solved? What is the techniques? What is the ideas? What is the algorithms? What is, or what are the data structures actually you are going to use? These are the topics we are going to talk about, or we are going to search about, or are going to learn, or you are going, or we are going to practice actually. Okay. I think now you got the idea and the atmosphere of this topic, the problem solving topic, the IEEEXtreme, the contest, the competitive programming. Okay, I think we have finished here actually. Okay, I think we have finished here. We had an extra example, common idea, which were on prefix sum to solve the queries like this. Now I'm going to talk to the ambassador applicants, and our speech within or for the students who could practice or participate in IEEEXtreme contest or any contest, okay, are going to be useful for us. Okay.